probably they don't really know there is another way. And so it's like, well, okay, we've found another way. And it's not like it's money for nothing. It's like you still need to work, right? But it's working in your own time. It's working in your own location. Like you can work from anywhere in the world. You can work on the schedule that suits you. What is up, legends? Clint Aimee Morgan here, coming to you with another episode of the Rich Mystic Man podcast. And today I actually have a very special guest. And if you're looking at the video, you might be thinking, hey, that chick sort of looks a bit like you, Clint. And the reason she does is because it's my little sis, Aimee Morgan. And she's here. She's came up for, we did an event yesterday. And it was a few days ago, and I said, Aimee, are you coming to the event? And she's like, no. And I said, well, what's a good excuse for why you're not coming? And she's like, I don't really have one. And so she made the trip up, and I was down in Sydney, and we flew up together. And she came up for the event, and she's heading back today. And I was down in my man cave, and I thought, Aimee, so I was like, why don't we jump on the podcast? So she's like, what are we going to talk about? And I said, I don't know. So here we are. And but what I would love to just ask Aimee a few questions about is she is relatively new to the online space, and she got started with us in our business, a few months ago? About 5 months ago. And she's been plugging away, chipping away at it, and she's on maternity leave. She just had a second bubba, and the fear that's driving her is not going back to work. She doesn't want to have to go back to working at the bank. And so, yeah, I'd love for you to share is like, why do you want to go back and work at the bank?
So I've been in the bank for about 10 years. And probably for those 10 years, I've never really enjoyed the job. The people that I work with are fantastic, and, it's pretty flexible. They've been quite good to me. However, I've never really enjoyed what I've done. I've had bosses that have always said to me, what do you want to do with your life? What do you enjoy doing? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, well, it's nothing to do with banking. I really don't like it here, but it pays the bills and it's got me by. But yeah, since having kids, I guess my perspective has changed, and I don't want to teach my kids to be in a job that they hate, and I don't want to teach them that they need to be trading all of their time for money. And yeah, I want them to have more freedom, and I want myself to have more freedom. And I also want to be spending more time with my kids and my partner. And I want us to travel and, yeah, do all the things.
Yeah, nice. And I think that's really, great awareness, because I know there's probably like millions, billions of people on the planet that are in a similar situation. They're working for a bank or, some sort of institution that maybe they don't even agree with the ethics. I know that deep down you probably don't really agree with the whole banking system. You're like, no, it's a bit of a scam, right? But everyone uses it, of course. But at the same time, you're working there because it's putting food on the table. So there's a lot of people that are in that situation. However, 99% of those people will never do anything about it. They'll stay going to that job. They won't like it. And like you said, is like they're now teaching their children to do the same. So I think the fact that you're, now, making a stance, doing something different on the path. So I guess like now that you're on the journey of, building a personal brand and, also realizing the importance of personal development, like, yeah, I guess maybe speak into, because I know when you got started that you you weren't on social media. You didn't use social media at all, really. Like did you say you hated it? You hated social media? Yeah. So here you are now building a business on social media. So speak through like how you were before and then how now you've had a shift.
Yeah, so I guess I was on social media, but I wouldn't really use it. I wouldn't really post. I'd have a look. Maybe I was on some mothers groups and stuff like that. And I hated the idea of myself being on there, showing my face. I was like, no one really needs to hear what I have to say. And I feel like there's a good and a bad side to social media. Like it can be great and it's so connective and, but then, there's the bad side of, people judging you and people giving their opinion when, and trying to drag you down when, maybe you're just trying to be you. But I do see that social media is a awesome platform that you can use to leverage it to build a business. And it's so amazing that you're able to connect with people all over the world and build an income and have these connections with people that you would never have spoken to just because you use social media. So yeah.
Yeah, nice. And I think it's one of those things that it comes down to what's your intention. It's like the platform itself is innately neutral, and there's some people that use it for evil. There's some people that use it for crime. People who use it for manipulation. There's all sorts of nasty shit on it, and it's sort of like the same with money. Like money is neutral, right? But everyone's like, oh, it's evil, and it changes you when you get money, and people use it for bad things, and it's like people with money are drug dealers and all that sort of stuff. It's like, yeah, that is absolutely true. But there's also a lot of people that use money to change the world and use money for really powerful, impactful things. So it really comes down to what's your intention. And before it's most people are getting used by social media, but now you're deciding to use it as a tool to set yourself up with freedom, more time, more money, and also use it as a tool to influence and impact other people and get your message out there. So I guess what is your message? What's your message that you're delivering through? It's been really cool because I went from Aimee, not really posting at all. You wouldn't see a post from Aimee, on social media, and then all of a sudden, boom, she's in my feed all the time. There's Aimee, another video, another reel, another story, another post. And I was like, yes, go Aimee. So yeah, what's the essence of your message that you're delivering?
Yeah, so I guess at the base of it, it's that I want everyone, and I guess I probably speak to a lot of women and mothers, for them to have choice. I feel like a lot of women feel like we don't have choice when it comes to, whether we want to be with our kids or go back to work. And we don't have choice how we earn money. We'd kind of just everyone just gets told that, you have to go back to work, you have to send your kids to daycare, and you don't have that freedom of choice to, stay at home with your kids or, just following your passions because you need to earn money because everyone's sort of, struggling with money at the moment. So, you just get told to stay in the hamster wheel and not do anything different. And really what money gives you is choice. It gives you the choice of when you work, how you work, what you want to be working on. So I guess I probably was in that evil money mindset.
You thought it was evil?
Well, I guess not evil, but maybe just, it wasn't not the root of all evil. Is that what people are saying?
Yeah, money's the root of all evil, yeah.
Yeah, well, money doesn't grow on trees, and there's always sort of never enough, a dirty word kind of thing. But yeah, so money does give you choice and it's not obviously the root of all evil. And yeah, I just want to share that with people and get them to change their perspective on how they can actually be living their life. And it's, people are very closed off, I've found, and have tunnel vision, and they just go mothers will go back to their job, but that's absolutely not what they want to be doing, but they just won't, shift out of the normal, I guess.
Yeah, it's they're sacrificing themselves, but probably they don't really know there is another way. And so it's well, okay, we've found another way. And it's not it's money for nothing. It's you still need to work, right? But it's working in your own time. It's working in your own location. You can work from anywhere in the world. You can work on the schedule that suits you. And for Aimee, she has 2 kids, and Mila's four, and then Tilly's 9 months. So she has 2 kids, but she's able to be with them, and she leverages Nana and friends and things like that. So she frees up more time, but it's she can work around their schedules. Tilly's upstairs having a nap, we're down here doing a podcast, you giddy up. So, you can really, work it within your family and within your schedule, and something that's, it's bringing the power back. So you just came up for this event yesterday. And so we had my wife and I hosted an event for people that are relatively new in the space. There's a position called 4A, and it's about 20 sales. So it's people that have anywhere from just starting up to that position that were there. And so what were some of the big takeaways from the event yesterday?
So I think one of the biggest things was having belief in yourself. I guess it's, everyone starts at the same point and it's something new and you've got to learn all these new skills, and it feels quite scary. But if you aren't believing in yourself, then you probably won't get very far. And also having belief, because when you start new, I guess you don't have those results yet, which you're working towards. But you need to have that belief in yourself, and you also need to have belief in the people that you're bringing on into the business, because if you don't, instill that belief in them, then they won't think they can do it either. So that was probably one of my biggest takeaways. And then just, mapping out what I want to be doing for the next 8 years and what my life I want it to be looking like. I think a lot of the time we don't stop and think about how we want our day to actually be and what our life actually looks like. We dream about it, but, can we actually achieve it? Is it tangible? Like, put it down on paper and, actually feel into how we want to be living our life and where's the disalignment from where we currently are. So yeah, that was a few good takeaways.
What about the you were sharing last night about the importance of the inner work?
Yes. So yes, that's huge. And I think if, you've never started a business before, you probably don't realize the amount of personal development that comes along with it. Well, especially this business, it's 80% of the work and 20% is strategy. And if you aren't doing the 80%, the inner work and building yourself and evolving, you probably won't get very far. So it's very important. And it's definitely something that I need to do more of. And I feel like I have done a lot of over these past few months. Like, you just, you got to get outside your comfort zone, and you got to believe in yourself and push yourself. And if you aren't doing that inner work and having that, good self-talk and support for yourself, you might find it a bit harder.
Yeah. And I think also, like, just to reflect on you, it's like when we first talked about it those months ago, you're like, listen, I think I want to do it, but it's like, there's so many things you had to work through, like doing the social media. It's like, I hate fucking social media. I'm like, okay, well, that's just you just got to lean in. You might not like it now, but it's like, it's what you got to do if you want to do it. That's where it's at. There is other ways, but it's like, that's the most effective. And now it's like, do you hate social media? It's a love-hate relationship. Don't worry, I'm the same. It's a love-hate for me as well. But it's like also too the courage to step up. Like inviting you to the event. You're like, all right, cool, let's make it happen. It's a couple of days out. She's booking her flights. She's figuring it out. She's got one of her eldest, with Nana, and she's coming up on the flight. She's here at the event. Then I'm here. Like, Aimee, should we jump on the podcast? She's like, I'm freaking out, but all right, she's doing it, so it's like, I can really see how much you're like, stepping up and leaning in and growing and doing the thing. And, it's just, you just keep doing that. You keep showing up, and it's like, it's something that wasn't a skill set that you had. It's something that you've had to learn and then, apply and, get in the game and surround yourself with other people and seeing other people that are doing it. And I think what you get from these events, like, yes, I think there was about 30 people there, all different walks of life. We had mainly women. It was mainly women. There was 2 blokes in the thing, and one of them was me. And so mainly women, right? There is men in the space, but it seems to attract a lot of women. And but they were like, young, old, mums, business women, people that have never done business before, like all sorts of walks of life. So the thing that I take away from those events is like, anybody can do this. You don't have to be a certain type of person, right? There's no special trait or some gift that you're born with. You just have to, and some like really extroverted people, those people are just like talking a lot. They're always putting their hand up. They're always adding into the conversation. They love talking. And then other people that are more reserved, like me and Aimee, are sort of more sit back. It's like I'll sit back and I'll listen, and I'll say something when I feel, called to. And so it doesn't matter if you're introverted, if you're extroverted, if you're a people person, if you're not a people person, you love social media, you hate social media. It's like, it's possible for anyone to do. It's just you need to have that willingness and that desire and that determination to show up and do the thing and learn and be resilient and committed to it, and know that like all the action steps you're taking are building and working towards something. And it's just a moment of time before pop, and then all of a sudden, boom, you start flowing with the sales and you get in the rhythm of it. And then once you can do it forever. And it's like learning how to fish. And as that saying is like, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a meal. Teach a man to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime. We're just teaching our community how to fish, like how to be able to become self-sufficient, how to, build a business for yourself, how to, make money online, how to leverage other people's products and sell them and get paid for that. And, it's a skill set that does need to be learned, does take time, does take commitment. It's like anything new though. It's like at the start, you don't know how to do it, but over time you gradually learn and you learn and learn, you learn and you learn, and the longer that you're in it, then you become like a master at it, And I guess that's the goal. So I guess just to wrap it up is like, what would you say to, someone out there that's maybe, a little bit behind where you are, or maybe in a similar situation, to inspire them to trust themselves, back themselves, and, maybe join in what we're doing in the online space?
Yeah, I think if you've got the inkling or a nudge or something's telling you that you need to do something different, then you need to do something different. And you just need to go for it. And it's scary, it's daunting, but it's exciting, and you will just keep growing and growing and learning and learning. And yeah, like you said, anyone can do it, any walk of life. It's just getting that shift in your mind that, yes, I can actually do this. I can change my life. And yeah, just believing in yourself, because yeah, anyone can do it.
Yeah, nice. Great way to wrap it up. And I think it's like, what I love is it's the person that you need to become, because you, like you said, is like, if you're not doing that inner work, it's going to be a much harder journey for yourself. So it's like, it forces you to do the inner work. And it's like, the more of that work you do on yourself, then the more your business grows and the more money you make. And it's like, holy shit. So if I just do more inner work, I'm going to make more money. It's like, well, yeah, essentially. So it's like, you just keep doing it. So now I know for me, 15 years into my like personal development journey, it's like I just love the man that I've become, the confidence that I have, the ability to speak, the ability to like make money whenever I need it. And, the ability to trust myself and back ourselves. Like, we just bought our third home for the year. And like the ability to be able to do that is and have the courage to like say yes to something like that. Like, the person that you become is way more valuable than the actual results that you make, because you've learned how to fish. So then when you learn how to fish, you can get a fish whenever you need it. And that fish could be $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, or whatever you need to do whatever you want to do. So thanks, Ames.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Great interview. Well done. And so tune in next week for another episode of The Rich Mystic Man. Big love.
Sitting here watching the clock, I'm struggling, thinking of the bullshit that I've been juggling. Is there more to life than this? I'm thinking twice.